In today's video, we install an oil catch can on my 87 Chevy Blazer. You may have seen this thing in the background on a lot of my videos, and it's finally time to do some work on it. So let's get into the video. Hey everybody, welcome back. As you can see from that intro, we are installing this oil catch can on my old school Blazer. Now if you have something new, you can also do this. It helps a lot of systems. Pumping all that oil into your intake isn't the greatest for things. It's not gonna hurt stuff, but this really helps. And especially with those old classic engines, those PCV systems are very inefficient, and this is gonna help keep a lot of moisture and unneeded oil out of the combustion system. Now, if you order the same one that I got, which I will put the link in the description section below, it will have a dipstick, which is extremely nice, along with the threaded removal can to dump out all your nasty watered down oil that would have went into your intake and ultimately into your combustion system. Now before we move to the vehicle side, there's a few prep steps that you have to do before you even think about putting this thing on. The first one is in this little hole here. I went ahead and did it off camera when this showed up, and that is putting a little bit of this steel wool, as much as you can, into this little screen area here. It just threads off and then threads back on. You want to put that in. It acts as a little bit of a filter, and it doesn't allow any oil or water to get back in. Once you have that done, you're gonna have to select the fitting that you need for your application out of the fitting bag. There are 2 of each size included with some hose clamps, some mounting hardware. You don't have to use the mounting hardware that came with it, and some O-rings. What is also supplied is this nice little air filter. Most PCV systems, you're not going to be able to use this, so you can just give that a whip behind the old shoulder. Once you have the fittings picked out that you need for your application, go ahead and use the Teflon tape provided in the packaging, and go ahead and seal your threads up and install these into the oil catch can. There's one other thing that's included with the kit which may not be long enough for your application, and in my opinion isn't good enough for my application. The vacuum hose they include is flimsy, to say the least. It seems like it's sucked down on itself. I am going to use it in a different application, newer vehicle, and I think it'll be fine. But for this vehicle, I wanted some more reliable, rigid hose, and it just looks nicer. So you may have to go to your local parts store and get some vacuum grade hose and just match it up to your fitting size. Pretty simple. Alright, once you have everything done on that catch can, as far as you can before it's in the vehicle, go ahead and pop your hood on whatever you're installing it on. And if you haven't gotten additional hose or the upgraded hose, now would be the time to measure where you're going to mount it at and figure out how much hose you need, etc. I decided to mount mine right here. At the angle I'm at right now, it's kind of hard to see. For 2 reasons. One, there's a lot of room here for me to take the catch can off and to quickly check the dipstick to see if it's time to empty the catch can. Also, it gives me a really easy route to run these hoses down and make them look nice on my current radiator hose, because my PCV is on the driver's side on this particular application. Alright, for mounting this thing, you're going to want to take the catch can off and take the dipstick out. That gives you access to the little mounting bracket that's built in. If you need to take it off, you can. It's 2 Allen heads and you can take it right off. As you can see there, I marked out the 2 mounting locations on the bracket with a paint pen, something that could stick through the existing holes. So the next thing is drill some holes if you don't have existing holes there. Be careful if you're drilling through a fender like I am. Really, anywhere you are, always check behind it, make sure there's no wiring. And if there's no wiring, don't press too hard, because if that drill releases really quick, you could actually hit the other side of the panel, causing a dent on the exterior of your vehicle, and that wouldn't be very good. So take your time. Okay, just out of frame here is my catch can. You saw where it was installed. You saw the 2 ports coming out of it. This is my PCV system. One end goes into the carburetor, one end comes out of the valve cover through the PCV valve. What you want to do is unhook that hose. You want to run the valve cover PCV valve out into the inlet line on the catch can. I'll show you which line that is now. And then out through the outline into your carburetor or intake manifold, depending on your particular setup. Okay, I gotta duck in front of you real quick here. Pull this out. And all right, once you get your hoses removed, go ahead and spray a little bit of WD-40 or something slippery in the hose you have now, because more than likely it's going to be a little bit of a tight fit. And slide it on the PCV valve. And secure the hose down with some sort of a clamp. Now this isn't as crucial with vacuum lines, because vacuum lines suck, they don't blow. And with suction, they really shouldn't blow off, but I still like making sure everything's gonna be secure. Then install your PCV valve and route your hoses how you want it, and then cut the hose and install it. All right, cut the hose. Run it how you want it. Again, with the slippery stuff, slide a hose clamp over it. This one should have been provided with the kit, and slide it on. When we're all done, we'll zip tie this down and make it look really nice. And most applications, you're probably not gonna have to run it this far. Again, this is just where I wanted mine. And then all you gotta do is repeat the process again, going to the port, into your intake, carburetor, etc. So the next time I see you, it'll be a few drive cycles and we will look at the oil. believe it or not, through the magic of video, it has actually been about a month since I put this oil catch can in my Blazer. I may look a little goofy. I'm getting ready to swim because it is the 3rd of July and we're having some fun and I'm gonna go swimming. You may hear some kids in the background and that's why, but I had some time and I figured I'd let you know how the catch can has been working. And this is a classic, so I don't drive it a whole lot. That being said, I've probably put on maybe about 100 miles if I had to throw a guess in the air. And I know that's not many miles through the course of a month, but again, this is a classic. I don't drive it much. It's been back and forth to work and short little trips into town. But it has been working good. I've checked it, but I haven't emptied it. Anyways, let's check that catch can out. All right, so you saw where I mounted it. We're gonna check the level, which I don't think it's on the stick yet, spin it off, and show you how much oil it has caught in the course of about 100 miles or so. So as you can see, nothing's on the stick yet. Now we wanna unthread the canister. And there you have it. All right, there's a little bit of a better angle and I'll shine a light in there. So not bad. Again, this is keeping everything from going into the cylinder and burning unnecessary oil, ultimately fouling out your plugs, and it's just not great for that much oil to go through the combustion system. Not that it's fatal, but this helps things, you know? Okay, and just for the sake of argument, we'll pour it in this old pan I got. You can actually see there's some moisture in there. That is a little bit too watery for regular old engine oil. So not only is it keeping out unneeded oil into the combustion system, it is also keeping some water and moisture out of the combustion system, which is exactly what this thing is designed for. That's about it for the oil catch can. I may do a follow-up video, a very short version of this, just to show you how to hook it up on a more modern vehicle, because they're just as useful, if not more useful, on a modern vehicle. Because for some reason I've found that the newer engines seem to produce a lot more moisture during their warm-up cycle, and that's really bad for your engine, especially if you're driving it shorter distances just to and from home to work. So I know it's a broken record, but it helps us YouTubers immensely. Hit the subscribe button, the thumbs up icon, letting me know I did a good job, followed by the bell icon so you don't miss any of my future uploads. Again, this has been a video on the oil catch can and all the things it can do to help longevity of your engine. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next video.
Please subscribe to my dad's channel.